Hey, it's Dr. Craig here, and we're back for another episode of Hot Takes in the Sauna. Super important stuff that may be a little bit difficult to hear. So, this one I think is really important, and I think this one is really important if you are in a leadership position, if you are directing, managing, anybody. But we all need stuff, and we all need other people to do stuff for us. Nothing really happens in isolation, so it doesn't matter if it's in the home, in the workplace. When we want good things to happen, it's almost always a group effort. And when we're in a position of authority, we always have to remember that compliance without connection almost invariably breeds resentment. And I think this is the root cause between, I think this sort of idea of focusing on compliance over connection is one of the reasons why we have so many issues with parenting, why there are just rampant issues in the workplace, why everyone sort of hates their job. And I think it's a big component of why a lot of people are so dissatisfied in relationships. So that kind of begs the question, and this is a lot of what we do in Connection Craft: how can you most easily, effortlessly, and naturally connect with people? And I think the big thing is to actually be deeply connected to yourself. So if you are deeply connected to your true essence, it makes it much easier to recognize, sense, perceive, feel the true essence in others. And when there is that deeper level of connection, especially augmented by skillful technique, then it's a lot easier to blend and move together, as opposed to basically doing the equivalent of, psycho-emotional jujitsu in people and just twisting their arm and kind of applying levers to get stuff done, because that's kind of how our society works. Is there's a whole lot of stick, a little bit of carrot, a whole lot of stick, and mostly our compliance is generated through coercion or implied violence. Don't pay your taxes, don't pay your debts. What happens? Stuff gets taken away. If you too aggressively violate societal norms, what happens? So there is a constant promise of exclusion and harm, and the way our brains are wired, our mammalian brains. Exclusion and social isolation at a very deep level are equated with dying. So basically it's the threat of isolation, the threat of separation, or the threat of violence that basically keeps our patriarchal